Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Average Trader here. Got another quick video update for you on where we're at with our trades this week. Basically where we are at the moment is we're in the shit house a little bit. Getting our asses kicked kind of by this Aussie yen short that we've been in since last week. So let me tell you what's been going on. Just before I do that, guys, if you like the video, if you like these format of these videos where I show you my trades and what I'm doing with them, I appreciate if you'd like and subscribe down below. And if you've got any questions, just drop a question in the comment section and I'll be happy to try and answer anything I can for you guys. So yeah, we were short Aussie yen last week from I think about Wednesday onwards. I can't remember, you'd have to look back and check, but what we were looking for was a break of this trend line towards the end of last week, just to kind of signal that, you know, there was continuation in this trend back down. We did get a break of the trend line late on Friday evening, which I didn't really read a whole lot into, to be honest with you, because, you know, anything can kind of happen on Friday evening trading. You know, you get people closing out positions and reducing risk and what have you over the weekend, so you can kind of get some strange moves on a Friday evening. But anyway, what I did was I just had a couple of positions in the trade, so I closed out one or two positions on Friday and I kept a very small position running over the weekend, very, very small indeed, but just wanted to keep something in it just to see what would happen when we opened up on Monday. And we did get a gap down, in fact, on Monday, and there was kind of a bit of chatter over the weekend. I think people were expecting there to be a big sell-off on Monday. It seemed like finally these markets were starting to kind of wake up to the idea that there is some serious negative risk factors floating around at the moment, and that, you know, maybe they were starting to come to the forefront a little bit. There was kind of a bit of sort of trepidation in the markets towards the end of last week, let's say. So when I seen that we got this gap down, I thought, okay, happy days, game on. We're going to start to see some sort of continuation down towards this area, which was one of our targets, and then, you know, hopefully if we got a break of that area, we, you know, looking for stuff further down. But what happened was we opened, and then pretty much immediately we started to move back up, which, you know, that can happen from time to time. You get this gap here, it wants to close, you know, so you get a move back up to an area of resistance, and then you reject that area and then continue down. So I did get a little bit concerned when I seen that we broke straight back through the trend line and just, you know, without pretty much any resistance, and kept moving up. So I woke up yesterday morning and I decided, you know, because based on what I could see, I mean, there was no real news to kind of drive this, you know, risk on move yesterday that we've seen, and it was a significant move, guys. I mean, look, we got a move of, you know, over the course of yesterday and last night, you know, about 160 pips straight up. So, you know, it was a significant move yesterday. Couldn't really see anything that was driving the move, so I thought, okay, well, let's try and fade it a little bit. So shorted a little bit at the 100 moving average here. That didn't work out. And then this was kind of an area that I thought was quite important yesterday. The 200 moving average was a bit higher yesterday, and it was kind of coinciding with this level that you see through here, around 73.80. So I thought, okay, let's try and short some positions up around here and see if we can get that move back down towards the lows of the day to kind of confirm some you know, some sort of idea that we had. But unfortunately, no, it didn't happen. We kept moving up, and you know, now we're up around 74.20 this morning, and we've had some good economic data this morning, which is kind of fueling this fire. This candle here, ignore this candle, guys. I don't know if you've seen it or you were watching what happened last night, but there was some bullshit with Peter Navarro and talking about the trade deal. I don't know what the hell happened. The guy seemed to, you know, mess up big time. He said something he shouldn't have, gobshite. But anyway, so yeah, this is where we're at this morning. Now, I didn't want to just take these positions, you know, put a stop loss here and then just, you know, close it out if it went higher. So I'm holding on to these positions, guys, because at the end of the day, look, I just want to be short risk, okay? You know, I wish I could be the other way around sometimes, because you know, I'm looking at people who are just jumping on the gravy train and, you know, buying risk up, and like, you know, people are making a lot of money doing that at the moment, but I just can't do it. I mean, I don't know why. I guess the way I look at it is, you know, I'm so bearish on the market right now that if I tried to go long, you know, risk at the moment, I would probably be looking at every news headline that comes out and thinking to myself, oh, okay, the market's going to sell off, I better close my position, and I don't know, I just don't think I can do it at the moment. I want to be short risk. I really believe that these negative factors in the market are going to come to a head at some point
It may not be today or tomorrow or the next day, but I think it's going to happen at some point, and I want to have some skin in the game for when it does, because when this market does finally wake up to the situation that we're in, the sell-off, I think, is going to be dramatic again. So I want to be in the game for that, and that's what I'm playing for. Now, I'm not going to be stupid with it, guys. I'm not going to hold, these positions until infinity and lose all my money. I do have to draw a line in the sand somewhere. So my line in the sand for today, well, first of all, I want to keep an eye out. I want to keep myself in this trade till probably close of today at least, because the coronavirus thing, the narrative there has been that we're just going to ignore everything because we're reopening, okay? And then last week it kind of looked like because the numbers were increasing so rapidly in the south of the USA, and we were seeing the outbreak in Beijing again, it kind of started to seem like the market was kind of getting a bit spooked by that. Now, I know the market believes that we're not going to go back into lockdown again. That's the whole basis of this. We're not going back into lockdown. We're reopening, and the reopening trade is on. Do I buy that? Yeah, okay, maybe we won't go back into full lockdown again, but that doesn't mean that what's happening is not going to have a huge negative impact on the economy. Regardless of whether we go back into lockdown or not, people make up their own minds about what they want to do and how they want to act. And if you have a widespread pandemic, circulating in the population, then, yes, people are going to ignore it, and there's going to be a certain percentage of the population who don't care about it, but there's also going to be another percentage of the population who do, and they'll make their decisions based around that. And they're not going to go out and do recreational things, or just go to the shops just to spend some money for the fun of it, or go to a restaurant just to, just because, if that's the case. And I think that's going to be a big drag on things going forward, and I don't seem to see anywhere where people are taking note of that. I mean, look, for instance, here at this story here about Sweden. Sweden was one country that didn't go into lockdown. They said, no, we're going to do it a different way. We're just going to keep everything open, and we'll just plow through it, kind of, And you can see here, CNBC says Sweden had no lockdown, but its economy is expected to suffer just as badly as its European neighbours. And I mean, I'm not going to go into the details of the story, but you get what I'm saying, guys. People make their own mind up, and I think that that's important when you think about what's happening now, because we are seeing a big surge in these numbers again, and I think that's going to play a part going forward. So today, as I said, what I'm going to do with this Aussie yen short today is I want to keep the trade running until late in the afternoon, when the US coronavirus numbers come out again, because the market's been paying attention to those a little bit lately. And yesterday's numbers were down because of this Monday effect. It seems that every Monday, we get the numbers, they come out, they're always a little bit less. It's something to do with the way they count them over the weekend, or whatever way people are working over the weekend. I don't know, but they're always a little bit lower on Monday. So yesterday's numbers were lower, so I'm kind of expecting to see what happens today. Might be a big jump, and then maybe the market kind of goes, oh, hang on a minute, maybe we do have to pay attention to this. So I'll hold the trade till the end of today, and if we don't get a reaction today, if we don't start to see the market go, okay, hang on, we got to pay attention to this by the end of today, then basically, if we're at the end of the day, if we're above this moving average, I'll probably just close out the position. But otherwise, a clean break above this moving average will be sort of my line in the sand, which we're getting very close to at the moment here. So we'll see what happens. I mean, there's been some risk on news this morning. Good news, let's say, good economic data that's come out this morning, which has been good for the mood. We've seen these servicing and manufacturing PMIs from Europe. They've all been better than expected, pretty much. Even some places like France have been shown that they're not come out of contraction completely and are now in expansion. I don't even have these numbers actually loaded up here, so let's just get them. Yeah, you see here, like France manufacturing PMI was 52.1. Anything over 50 reading on these is expansion instead of contraction. So this is quite good. It's kind of showing that maybe the European economy is coming back a little bit quicker than expected. But again, all this thing hinges on how we manage the pandemic going forward, because if we get a second wave or we get another spike and people retreat, then these numbers aren't worth a shit. So yeah. That's basically where we're at with the Aussie yen short, guys. I did take one other trade today, and that is Euro Aussie long. Again, I know it's another Aussie short, but I just kind of like this area here. We're starting to form a sort of a upwards trend line here. I think the euro will probably outperform the Australian dollar in the sort of medium term over the next couple of weeks or so, because you know, there's some positive news coming out of Europe about this EU recovery fund, and I know the market likes cheap money and they like easy money, so I think the euro is probably going to outperform the Australian dollar a little bit going forward. So I just started a position here. Again, I'll manage it as we go on throughout the days and weeks ahead, guys. I'm not just going to, you know, let this thing move back down to the lows and hold up here. And if we start to break this trend line today, we'll reassess it. We're probably going to, you know, we might have to take a loss or two on it before we get it right, but once we get it right, we'll hold it, and we'll probably be looking to get a move back up to around 170 area before we do anything. So that's the plan for that. So we're just going to manage these two trades now, guys. Aussie yen and Euro Aussie. We did take a little bit of a loss, as I said yesterday, about $90. Hopefully that's the last of it for this week, and things take a dramatic turnaround for us. But if they don't, you know, it's no big issue, guys. Just manage the risk. If you take a loss, try to minimize the loss, and then, you know, just get back in at an advantageous position. And then, you know, the next part of the riddle is, when you take a loss, how do you make your profits back? Well, you have to be a little bit brave. You know, you need to hold your trades for as long as you can. That's kind of the secret to it, I find. You know, if you take a position here, and, you know, let's say for, you know, Aussie yen, for instance, if I sort of added into my position up here later on today, and then we get a sell-off, well, you know, getting it back down to here, I might be plus 100 quid, but I've already lost 100 quid, so or 90 quid, so that's, you know, that's not going to help me. So I need to hold this trade for longer, you know. So that's basically what I'll be doing. I'll be looking to hold these trades for a while and try to sort of capitalize on you know, any sort of big moves that we can get going forward. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, guys. I'll keep you updated on a video tomorrow. I'll let you know how we get on. So you guys can probably you know, you'll be able to see how I'm getting on anyway, because you just watch the charts and you'll know whether I'm getting shafted or not. But anyway, yeah, I'll put a video out tomorrow, guys, and show you what the next moves are. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, and I hope your trading goes well today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.